Welcome to The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. Here's your host, the biggest record nerd of them all, Nate Goyer.
Well, hello everyone, it's Nate. Welcome to episode 544 of The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. So ladies and gentlemen, got another absolute legend on the show today, Mr. Zakk Wylde, who had a few minutes, wanted to talk about his new Black Label Society album, so he called in from the tour bus. We talked all about the new record, as well as caught up with all sorts of other things going on in his life. We talked about Ozzy's final show, of course, the 17 days that followed before Ozzy's passing. We talked about Dimebag's unfinished riffs that are looking to be assembled in a new Pantera record. We talk about the making of Black Label Society's crushing new album, Engines of Demolition. Man, that is a fucking cracker of an album. It's available now on streaming, so you can just dial it up right now. And while you do that, you could march down to your local record shop and grab a copy on vinyl. There's a bunch of killer design, splatters and swirls and all that kind of stuff. So grab your favorite copy of Engines of Demolition, take it home and play it loud. And real quick, before we get into the conversation with Zakk, quick shout out to all our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/vinylguide. You may notice I'm not doing sponsorships anymore, no more commercials. So if you want to show your love for this podcast, and we certainly hope you do, that's where you go, patreon.com/vinylguide. And that be that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a nice stiff cup of coffee and let's talk to Zakk Wylde, all about the new Black Label Society album and more.
Oh. Father Nate, what are you doing, brother?
What up, G, you handsome bastard?
I can't help it. What are you doing, man?
Cheers to you, man. Is that the Valhalla coffee?
You know it. The Odin Force, baby. Every day.
How many of those you drink a day?
Who knows? Maybe about 14 pots.
Very
I
good.
just keep going till my legs go numb.
Yeah,
I can't feel my legs.
Your body shakes you to sleep. It's like being rocked.
Yes, without a doubt.
Very good. Well, Zakk, I do appreciate you taking the time, mate. The new BLS album, Engines of Demolition, is a fucking crusher, man. Well done to you and the team.
I appreciate it, man.
All good.
Thank you, my brother.
All good. Really, really swings. I definitely want to talk about that. If you don't mind, I do want to talk to you about the final show, the Ozzy Back to the Beginning. That show was in production, I think, for quite some time. When did you know? What was the phone call that you had that show was coming up?
Well, no, I knew we were, it was a while ahead of time, obviously, but, with obviously playing with the boss and then, with Pantera Celebration. So the guys got invited out. So yeah, it was an amazing day. Running into so many people that you've known over the years. So it was just, and everybody was there. It was great.
Yeah, yeah. Now, had you spent a lot of time with Tony Iommi in the past?
No, not that old, but every time I've seen him, I mean, like he's a mythical hero of mine. So, him, Jimmy Page and Richie Black, all these guys. So, they're like, you can't believe that they actually exist. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but every time I've seen him, it's always been great. He's always been amazing to me and everything like that. He's definitely one of my heroes, for sure.
Yeah, must have been an amazing day. We watched with awe from Australia. Now, out of the set that you played that day, were there other songs that you rehearsed? Maybe ones that weren't able to make the cut on the final day?
Yeah, we were gonna do No More Tears. Oz was like, if I'm up for it, if I could do it, we'll do No More Tears. So yeah, we did it in rehearsals, and but like that day, Oz, I looked over at me. He goes, "No, Zakk, let's just do Mama, and then we'll end it with Crazy Train or whatever." But I was like, "No problem." I mean, it was Ozzy's call. If he felt he could do it, we'll do it.
Yeah, there was 17 days between the final show and his moving to the next level.
Yeah, it was like, because I was talking with Oz in between Back to the Beginning and before we passed away. So like we were, because we'd always text each other, sending silly memes or whatever goofy stuff. Or it's like, Zakk, have you seen this or whatever? Did you hear about this? I was like, oh my God, what the. So it'd be, we'd always text like that. But he was just like, Zakk, let's get together and do another record like when you were going through your Allman Brothers Skinner phase when we did No More Tears or whatever, it's like heavy but melodic or where I go, all right, Oswald, surely you must be kidding. And he was like, don't call me Shirley, and I'm not kidding. But he loves Leslie Nielsen as well. So I mean, but yeah, so that's where we were at. I just figured we'd be working on another record, and in between Oz doing his therapy and trying to get better, we'd end up. Mom would book these back to the beginning shows all over the world. Do the next one in Brazil, the next one in Japan, the next one in Chicago, the next one in Australia, the next one in New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying you could do them all around the world, because they're for charity and everything like that, and brings everybody together, and it give Oz something to shoot for once a year while he's getting better. But yeah, that's the way I viewed it.
Okay. All right.
I didn't see him passing away 17 days after the gig.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was plans to do like a whole series of these around the world. That would have been
No,
cool.
not that I figured maybe that might be in the cards, but no, there weren't plans for that.
Okay. And how was it being a fly on the wall to the Black Sabbath rehearsals? You must have spent some time watching that come together, yeah?
Well, no, I wasn't in rehearsals for that, but no, I saw them play, sound check the day before the gig. It's amazing. You know what I mean? So, and after we got done playing with Ozzy, because obviously I had my kilt on, my purple kilt to honor Sabbath. So we're walking. I got done playing with the boss, and I was walking past, and then I saw Axel on the thing. He was like, "Zakk, what's up, man?" I was like, "Axel, what are you doing, buddy? You guys sounded great, when Guns played." And he was like, "Oh man, it was great seeing you playing with Oz and the guys and whatever." And he just goes, so I ended up watching Ozzy, with Sabbath, with Axel, Mom, and my girlfriend Barbara Ann. So so it was great. So it was another pretty surreal moment, us watching Sabbath.
Man, you got a lifetime of surreal moments. I mean, after all those years of working with Ozzy, what's the single weirdest thing you've ever witnessed that you're allowed to talk about?
Um, well, probably us not drinking and everybody else was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
was probably one of the surreal moments back in the day, and that was comedy. I remember, yeah, I think we got done playing the Budokan, or we had done one of the gigs, and me and Oz we were on our best behavior. We weren't drinking, and everybody else in the camp was just blasted beyond belief. We went out to dinner at Mr. Udo's restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, Japanese steakhouse. And I remember Mike, one of our lighting guy, walked right through a plate glass window. That was the front, you couldn't make it up. Thank the good Lord Mike didn't get hurt or anything like that. But yeah, everyone was just blasted beyond belief on sake and beer and everything. And it was hilarious. All this damage done, and me and Ozzy had nothing to do with it because we were the only sober guys there.
Yeah, it's nice being sober, but then you got to be the responsible one.
Yeah, well, it was me and him. So I mean, me and the boss. So that go figure. That was a pretty surreal moment right there.
What sort of text would Ozzy send you? You said memes and that sort of thing. He'd just see something goofy on the net and just kind of, or online, he'd just send
Yeah,
it to you?
totally. Yeah, I mean, probably a lot of the stuff that you send to your friends and stuff like that. But yeah, Oz was hilarious because I said being around him, it's a miracle any work ever got done. All you have to do is be around Ozzy for 5 minutes. We'd all be on the floor crying, laughing. Between him making fun of himself, him making fun of Sabbath, him making fun of the music business or whatever else is going on in the world currently at any moment when I first joined the band to now, he'd be taking the piss out of everything. But I remember like when we were doing Back to the Beginning. I mean, not Back to the Beginning, when we were doing No More Tours too. When we started doing it, when we were in rehearsals, there was a couple guys that were there, and we didn't know who they were. I thought they were either lighting guys or monitor guys, new guys. And Oz was like, "Well, Sharon got me a vocal coach, And I go, "Oh well, Oz, that's just because Mom wants you to be the best version of yourself. Just wants you to just crush it when we get out there." He goes, "Yeah, I suppose." it's a little late in the game for a vocal coach, isn't it? He's like, is it really going to help at this point? Oh my God, so funny, man.
Oh, that's brilliant! What a great send off! What a great bookend to an amazing career, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Freddie Mercury didn't even have that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So, like, they had the big celebration for Freddie after he had passed away. He wasn't there to, have all his old friends come up and see him and people that he didn't know. Like he was so excited about meeting Axl Rose. He was like, I can't believe I met Axl Rose. You know what I mean? So funny, man.
oh, so
It was hilarious.
Ozzy was even giddy on the day. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh,
But it was great. And so, seeing him happy was all that was what it was all about.
so few people, I mean, legends and civilians alike, get to go out on their own terms. This is one of those rare occasions where everyone got to
I
celebrate with him.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Couldn't ask for more, man.
So, are there any tracks, Ozzy tracks in the vault, things that have been worked on that may see the light of day at some point?
Not that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think pretty much everything's out there, unless there's, other stuff, maybe other Sabbath things or whatever. But I mean, the stuff that we did, I think, well, the majority of it's out there. It's already been put out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Because I understand that there may be some Pantera riffs that are being worked on that may be molded into new songs. Did I have my information correct there?
Yeah, I mean, because people ask, they're like, "Oh, is Pantera? You guys going to make a rap?" I go, "No, it would just be. It's like if Jimi Hendrix had like these songs that he recorded on an acoustic, just unfinished songs, or if it was he recorded the idea like Purple Haze and Wind Cries Mary and Little Wing, and let's say Manic Depression or something, and Eric Clapton was going to finish them. You know what I mean? With Noel and Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
And, so they were unfinished ideas that Jimmy had, that he did on a tape recorder and just, him just doing them by himself. But the lyrics and the whole song idea was there. But it's just going to be Eric with his cream guitar tone, and Eric's going to sing them and play them. And, these are unfinished Jimi Hendrix ideas. So I think it would be a matter of that. Yeah, because it's like AI. You can't replace what was in the mind of Dimebag or Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads or Jimi Hendrix. It's just that's what they wrote.
Oh, of course not. But but pulling those things together, so they're full songs, not just little riffs here that you're stringing together. They're full think
that would be the plan because Rita has all these tapes of Dime, hours of Dime, you know with ideas, song ideas and stuff like that. So I guess it would be unfinished song ideas.
Yeah.
I think that would be like pretty much where that thing would be going.
How would you, like when you were playing with Pantera, how would you balance keeping true to what Dimebag played and what the fans are used to hearing, and then having your own kind of style and twist in it? How did you ride that balance?
Well, no, I mean, just like playing the Randy Rhoads stuff or playing Jake stuff, or even when I do Sabbath stuff, I mean, you stay true to the song as you can, So, I mean, when I'm playing a solo to Walk or I'm Broken or This Love or any, you got to play those solos. The solos that are in Floods and tens and stuff like that. So you learn them just like how you learn the solo to Crazy Train,
Right.
or Bark at the Moon. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So staying extremely true to the originals.
Yeah, like you play when I do Experience Hendrix when we're playing the solo to Purple Haze. I play stay. You're gonna sound like you. I mean, it's like Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan playing Voodoo Child. It sounds like Stevie Ray Vaughan playing Voodoo Child. So even though Stevie's playing all the notes, he's playing the same notes that Jimi Hendrix plays, and he's playing it on the Strat. It still sounds like Stevie Ray Vaughan though.
Yeah.
And if Dime was playing the solo to Mama I'm Coming Home or No More Tears, I would go, that sounds like Dime playing No More Tears or Mama I'm Coming. He can't help it.
Yeah.
Because it's in his DNA. Like when you hear Eddie Van Halen playing rock and roll with Sammy Hagar when they jammed at Farm Aid, it sounds like King Edward playing, and he loves Jimmy Page. But it sounds like Eddie playing rock and roll, So you're not going to escape that.
Did you ever play any of Eddie's guitars, either the red, the 5150, or the white ones from earlier in his career. Did you ever have an experience with
No,
those guitars?
I've never held those, but I mean Ed's head, I I actually held that thing. So his original, his plexi that he recorded Eruption on and everything. I mean, that thing belongs in the Smithsonian at this point, you know what I mean? That thing changed the planet, you know?
100%. Yeah, and there was like, yeah, all the effects that were around it. I think the
Yeah, because
voltage regulators and everything.
Dave Friedman over at I'm friends with Dave, and Dave, he's an amazing amp guru, and Dave with Friedman amps, which are amazing. And Dave had the head. He goes, Zach, check it out. It's Ed's head, because he was working on it. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, so I took a picture with it. But yeah, that was the head, So I mean that's what he used all the way up to 1984 from the first album on. So yeah, but I mean that's a piece of musical life altering history right there.
And that's not in a museum anywhere. That's probably with
No,
Wolfie.
I'm sure Wolfie has that thing, at the house. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, but no, that's a piece of iconic history, like Jimi Hendrix's Star Spangled Banner Woodstock guitar. I mean, that's just a piece
Hmm.
of history, man.
Or Rhodes Flying V's. You've held
Yeah,
those, yeah?
Randy's V, and all Randy's guitars and his amps. I mean, it's a piece of history, man, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever held or played those Flying V's, Randy's?
No, I haven't touched any of Randy's guitars, but Nick Bocott said it was crazy because they did with the Concorde V and Randy's Black Concorde, they did a thing in Guitar World at the time, but like Nick documented it and everything. He said it was pretty amazing.
Oh man, phenomenal. So what?
Yeah, totally, because all the mojo and the magic that's in those guitars. You know what I mean?
100%.
Well, it's like Dimes Dean from Hell. Like that's where
Hmm.
all those albums and riffs were recorded and written on that instrument. You know.
Yeah. So what did you play? What gear did you have for Engines of Demolition?
Well, we started working on the album probably around 2022,
Hmm.
2023. So it's been an ongoing process, on and off doing Pantera Celebration and then going back to the Vatican and recording newer song ideas,
Hmm.
like just stockpiling ideas until we got to where we're at now.
Yeah. Now there's going to be obviously a BLS tour happening. Zach Sabbath is still happening. Are we going to see more Pantera shows? Do you think?
We got a bunch coming up in, I guess, Pantera Celebration with Metallica opening for the guys again over in Europe. I think we have like 5 or 6 shows. So yeah, and then I mean that's all for the foreseeable future right now. But me and Charlie are always here for Philip and Rex, and we're allied forces. And whatever the fellas want to do, they know we got their back.
Oh, phenomenal. Now, are you we talk a lot about vinyl and collectibles here on the show. Are you a vinyl nerd? You got a record player? You enjoy listening to records?
Yeah, totally. I still it's always great finding like the vintage stuff or stuff first prints, and yeah, it's fun. It's just like collecting toys or stamps or coins, record collecting. It's fun. Makes life fun, man.
Yeah. Oh, so you're into first pressings and that sort of thing. Is there a something in your collection that you're really proud of, or a holy grail you're chasing?
Well, no, you can go into like, well, I still have a lot of my old records when I was like, a teenager and stuff like that. When I was like 13 and 14, I still have those. They're kind of scratched up, but the memories that are attached to the records. And then, but yeah, if I see like promotional copies, on eBay or anything like that or something like that. So, of like the Dixie Dregs on Industry Standard was like a promotional copy, or if some of them are signed by the guys or whatever, yeah, I'll buy them. Why not?
Yeah, I'm a fool like
It's
that
fun,
too.
man. Totally. So it just brings back great childhood memories, man. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And the new record, you've got a lot of different pressings, a lot of splatters and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Just having a good time with it,
100%. So, what are your plans? You going to make it your way to Australia sometime this year?
without a doubt. So I mean, that's the plan. Most of the time, whenever we go down to Australia, it's just like you hit Australia, then we go over to like Japan, and then hit Asia and stuff like that. Like Generation X, we were in China, we were in all throughout Asia, not just Japan. Usually, I mean, even with Oz, we would always go to Japan, then come back home. But yeah, but usually, to make it feasible, you obviously go down to Australia, New Zealand, roll with and then roll with the Japanese chapter berserkers, and then maybe the Asia over there, and then head home. So hopefully that's what the game plan is right now.
Oh, excellent. You got to bring some coffee with you. Zakk, thanks again, mate.
All right, my brother.
And we'll see you down under.
You know it.
All right.
All right, my brother.
Cheerio.
Take care of yourself. Bye, boss.
Absolute legend. Funny dude. Lovely man. Can't wait to see him down here in Australia. Again, Engines of Demolition. It's a killer album. Check it out on streaming. You could listen to the whole thing right now if you want. And I'm pretty sure you're probably going to want to grab the vinyl next time you see it. Black Label Society, Engines of Demolition, out now. And that's it for this episode of The Vinyl Guide. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who's sharing these episodes on social media, leaving us positive reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course you Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Vinyl Guide. Well, you guys absolutely rock. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode. So until we talk next time, you all behave yourselves. And thanks again for listening to the Vinyl Guide podcast. Cheers.